All right, guys, we're here. Deck building time. Um, so let's see. I definitely want Archangel in the deck. Uh, the card's situational. Um, let's just start off from the bottom. Cathedral Sanctifiers are very good. I'll probably play one or two of these guys. Put two in for now. Defang is super solid. It lets us deal with big scary creatures, big scary angels. Call to Serve makes my little guys bigger. Definitely has to stay in there. Uh, Moorland Inquisitor has to stay in there. Um, Farborg Explorer, I'm not really sure about yet. Leap of Faith is flying, prevent all damage. Um, maybe one or two for now. Moonlit Geist is very good. Does a lot of protecting. Um, they're not so good. Riders of Gavany definitely are because we're playing mono white humans. Um, no, Riders of Gavany. Uh, Seraph of the Dawn, like I said, definitely staying in. Um, Near Hearth Pilgrim, which one were you? You were paired, both have lifelink. That's good, because that makes, you know, Moorland Inquisitor, First Strike lifelinker, or even like little guys like that. Um, Commander's Authority uh, is really solid against certain decks, so those two might make it in there. Um, Defy Death is definitely an amazing card, especially since we're playing some of the bigger angels. Um, that gives us 22 and 18 lands. Um, I don't know about 18 lands in a draft. I'm trying to think. Do I want to play the 18 lands? I mean, the mana cost is a little high. The curve accelerates very quickly. There's a very few one cost. There's very few two cost. But I don't know if 18. 18 seems like too many. I think 17 would be perfect, especially since we're one color. So that might be the other Leap of Faith, and that just gives us mono white with 17 lands. Um, okay, so that gives us 17 lands. It's everything that we need as far as lands go. It's a 40 card deck, 17 lands, 14 creatures, and we've got these four spells to help keep creatures alive and powerful. This one protects creatures, prevents all damage that would be dealt to them. It's not necessarily as good of protection as I would like, but it's there. Uh, Seraph of the Dawn, Riders of Gavany. I love Riders of Gavany. Defy Death, and Gold Knight Redeemers. Um, I'm really not a fan of this card. I think we have too many of him in there already, and this is just a defender. So I feel like if we're going to play one color, this is the color we want to play. Now, there are a lot of good red cards that we have, so it's kind of. We got 5.5 minutes left. Kind of like, what do I want to do? Um, but there's only a few red cards that I would even bother playing. Um, I mean, that's not bad as long as it dies. That's not bad because it gives us a free attack. Um, I think the main goal that we're going for here is scary flying creatures just beating people in the face and then not being able to do anything about it. Um, Defang will definitely help us because people won't want to block flyers if they're not going to get anything out of it. I would really like favorable winds to be in there because obviously we have a ton of flyers, and it just kind of makes sense for it to be in there. But um, so we can actually take a look at the stats here. We're playing 31 colored white symbols. This is a good statistic right here. This I really like because this is usually how I decide uh, how many of each land I'm playing, not necessarily the number of cards. Um, we have a lot of enchantments. This big scary number here kind of makes me nervous. I realize that 15% of our cards are enchantments. Two of them are removals, and four of them are cards that we want to put on our creatures. Um, we definitely have enough creatures. Definitely have enough lands. That's a very solid number there. Very few sorceries, very few instants, so there's not a whole lot that we're going to be doing. The curve one like that, not really a good curve. I'd rather some more 4 cost be in there, maybe one less 6 cost. That would make the curve a lot better. But again, it's a draft. The curve's not going to be perfect no matter what you do. Um, but I really like how it looks. Um, I definitely think we could play this. Um, it should be a lot of fun. So I think this is the finished deck. I still have 2-3 minutes to look over it, so we might as well make the most out of it. Kind of get an idea of where things are happening, what's going on. I mean, this will get us a lot of damage in. This will give everybody that's not a flying angel a huge amount of damage in. And I mean, like I said, that's these guys down here. Having him in here makes me very nervous. I'm not a fan of him, but I don't have anything better to put in there. There are only 3 1-cost creatures, and I would really like it to be 2, and us go up on a 3 or 4-cost creature. But unfortunately, the 3 or 4-cost creature kind of sucks. um, very much so. The 3 or 4 creature kind of sucks. If he had flash, I would be playing him instantly. But the fact that he enters the battlefield and I go, oh well, this creature has protection from blue until end of turn. He's unblockable. But if they have a blue bounce, then they're just going to bounce him. I can't use him to protect a creature from a kill spell. It's only to get in a little bit of extra damage, and I don't feel like losing the early Midnight Duelist would be worth it, but it might be actually. This is a lot different than the deck that I usually played, because the deck that I used to play, or the deck that I'm usually playing, is a lot scarier late game. But he's only a 1/2. But I guess in the scheme of things, he does have protection from vampires. So, there wasn't a whole lot of black going around. So that means everyone else should be kind of starved for colors. But we'll play it like this. If it doesn't work out good, we'll figure it out. But at draft you build a 40-card deck, and well, that's kind of late to say that, but 40-card deck, you usually want to go 17, 18 lands, just depending on the mana curve that you're playing. Our mana curve is very high in the middle. Again, we can look at that real quick. This here is the very high mana curve, and this is just kind of, we can play that later. That's why I went with 17. We also don't have another color we have to worry about. We're playing mono white. So there's a lot of things that, normally I play 18 lands when I'm playing 2 colors, and it's just kind of it's not 9 and 9, but it's like 10 and 8 or something like that. So first game, let's get going.